Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
How's that? There we go. I thought I unmuted here, and then this microphone, you can't see it. You see it, that green blinking? When you touch it, it's touch sensitive. So that's what it was. So appreciate that. Appreciate you letting me know. But what's going on? The Raiders, like I was saying, the Raiders should be winning this game. Should be 21-10, but they making way too many mistakes, man. The Broncos should not be winning this game at all. And yeah, we really lost to Denver. We really lost to Denver, man. That's the way it goes. They got us when they got us, man. Anybody can get got. Anybody can get got, man. Like, so you already know that every game is a season. I say it all the time, and the reason I say that is because of weeks like that. You got to be on point every time you step on the field, and if you're not, you get got. Just that simple. That's simple. Oh, damn it. Critical Role is on right now. Them jokers will be on till like 3 in the morning. Let me see. There we go. But yeah, man, it was started out sad day, man. I got the news this morning that Marshawn Kneeland had passed away. This morning, when I did my video this morning, there was no information. And then a couple hours later, they ruled that it was suicide. Apparently, he had gotten into it with his girlfriend. There were some messages left. It's just a sad story, man. It's just heartbreaking, bro. Heartbreaking. So, and I look at it because my granddaughter, she just turned 16. I got a grandson. He just had a kid. His kid turned 1. So like that kid Kneeland was 24 years old, man. I got grandkids older than that dude. So like for me, that type of stuff gets put in perspective, man. Because even us as players, even with all of the CTE stuff that happened, that came later. Like when I was playing, you didn't ever hear of players going through stuff like this. At least I don't remember it. I'm sure there were some out there and you just really didn't hear much about it, but not like it is now because there's too many outside sources, outside forces that are going on. And not necessarily good ones. You got all of these people. Let me tell you something, man. It is hard as hell. It is hard as hell to be a professional athlete in this day and age and try to find somebody, especially with the advent of social media and how people work in social media and what they're trying to do. You don't know who genuine. You don't know who trying to get paid because everybody trying to get paid. And it sounds like this situation with this young man right here ended up being a domestic issue. He got into it with his girlfriend. She said she was going to do some things or tell some things or something like that. She had to say something to get his head all discombobulated. So to get to that point, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't worried about bills. You ain't worried about money. None of that stuff. You got the world is your oyster, and then something like that gets in your head and takes you out. That's the scary part, man. That's the scary part. And then later on the day, I hear Antonio Brown gets extradited to New Jersey from Dubai. And it's like, what the hell? But you guys know my thoughts. If you've been rocking with me long enough, you know my thoughts on Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown got his personality changed when he took that hit from Vontez Burfict. I say that all the time. Go back, go back and look at that game on YouTube. Go look at that hit. You ain't got to watch the game. Look at the hit. Vontez Burfict for the Cincinnati Bengals laid out. It was a dirty hit. Antonio Brown had dropped the ball, and that dude still took about 2-3 more steps and laid him out. Antonio, I would argue with anybody, Antonio Brown was never the same after that hit. Still had his speed and everything, but up here, they knocked some marbles loose or something. Because he after that, he was he was weird. He started doing all of the off the wall shit, all of the phone in the locker room, and it just got crazy. It got crazy, and he wasn't like that before. He wasn't. I wouldn't call him a quiet dude, but he wasn't doing all of this self sabotage stuff, and he ain't been the same since. From that day to the day he took off his uniform and walked off the field half naked in Tampa Bay. After that hit, he was never right. And I looked this stuff up because I put two and two together. I looked this stuff up and I started looking up stories. Um, when people get into bad car accidents, I know there was I know there's some. I can't remember if it was a man or a woman. I think it was a lady. Got in a bad car accident, and then they come out speaking a different language or speaking with an accent or something like that. Like something drastic happens when your brain gets rattled around like that. And that hit was like being in the car accident. That's what I believe. I'll tell anybody, man. You did. I look back on my career, my short career. I had a cup of coffee in the league, but ultimately, I played what 2 seasons in the NFL, a season in the preseason in the NFL. Then I played 3 seasons in NFL Europe and a half season in Canada. So that's still 5 years of professional football. So I still getting jacked up, jacked around. I did get concussions, all of that type of stuff. And I played in the era where if you got a concussion, if you wasn't knocked out, or if you didn't, I remember I got knocked out of a game. I got knocked out of a game in Scotland. I went to make a tackle. The dude jumped over me. I was on kickoff coverage, and I was on the outside, and we would come in, and the ball carrier tried to cut out and get around me, and I went at him, and he tried to jump over me and didn't make it, but his knee hit me right there on the top, on the crown of my head. And he was one of them, where a receiver or a DB not wearing any knee pads. So I'm hitting his helmet, or my helmet hit his knee, and I just, the bell rung. And then when I stood up, I fell back down because I was dizzy. I was discombobulated. And they didn't let me back in the game. And I was on the sideline hollering crazy shit. And one of my homeboys, one of my high school friends, he was like, he was like, he took my helmet, I believe. He was like, you ain't going back in that game, bro. You talking crazy. And you can't argue when you get in a situation like that. And you see these dudes, you see this kid This was the kid a couple days ago that when Dallas played the Viking, or I'm sorry, when Dallas played the Cardinals, when they had that block punt, this was the kid that recovered the fumble and ended up getting the score. He recovered the ball in the end zone and got credit for the touchdown. He had a great moment in that game. So it wasn't this kid was a second round pick. So he had, you know, good money. He had a good signing bonus, got a good contract. You got a second round contract. You ain't missing no meals, but it's still something wrong because you never know. Like I was saying, man, it's so these days for these kids, man, it's so very, very difficult. So difficult to try to meet somebody who you think is genuine because of all of this mess out here and everybody's trying to jump on a narrative and everybody want the fast track to money and fame. Like you see what's going on, like even people you think got it together ain't got it together. You see what's going on in the NBA, like with Steph Curry and Aisha Curry coming out saying all this crazy stuff. She gave herself away and all. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like that's the contract. Like, what do you want? She want to be like somebody else on television. Get with somebody that's making umpteen million a year, but want to claim, oh, I got my own money. And it's like, so you trying to live that lifestyle because you watching these chicks on a television show thinking it's real. It's too difficult these days to try to be with somebody, man. God bless these kids now, man, that be with that same person through high school and all of that. Like LeBron and some of these other football players, they've been dealing with the same person since either high school or college or whatever. Because I don't blame you. You can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody. It's crazy. But that shit will make you crazy. It will make you crazy. And I feel bad. Because it ultimately is unnecessary. Ultimately, it's unnecessary. And then to kind of bring it full circle to the Eagles, and this is precisely why I get so irritated when you get all of these people on the news, sports radio, all they talking that crap about AJ Brown. And it's like, even today I saw his thing where he's like, I ain't never said I wanted to leave. Y'all said that. And he 100% right. Them words never came out of his mouth. The last time he was on the radio trying to put out the fire of this BS that folks was talking, he was like, I want to be here. I like the city. I like the people. I want to stay. He said it back then. But everybody trying to stir up something because they didn't like his tweets. And I'll keep saying it until I feel otherwise. It's like a lot of people in Philadelphia get real thin-skinned because they want to follow a narrative that, like, we looking for drama where none exists. Especially in this city where we know good and damn well what a diva is. We know what that looks like. And AJ Brown is far from it. But you want to put that title on him because it sounds good on radio. Because you know it's going to be some idiots that call in that want to agree with you. Two things that still sell: sex and negativity. It's people now. I've done this. I haven't done it on purpose, but I've done it. Where I put out something on Facebook, put out something on Twitter, whatever. And I will make a mistake, spell a name wrong. I'll get a stat wrong, or I'll associate something with the wrong person. Those posts will get more response than anything else because there's such a big contingency of people that are just waiting to tell you you are wrong. Even some of the stuff, like if I put out a video and maybe I might have got something wrong, or I said I'm thinking of the right thing, but I'll say the wrong name or something like that. I tell people all the time, that's a good catch. I'm not above reproach. I'm not above, somebody correcting me. So I look forward when people catch my mistakes. Hey, that just means we all on the same page. I take it as you ain't trying to, you don't want to see me look bad. So you pointed out a mistake. It's that simple. I'm not taking it personal. But some people will go that extra mile. Even sometimes in the chat, we get them people every now and then that come in and then they want to go extra. I had a guy, I was on my hoops channel, on my Pro Fan Hoops channel, talking about Neka Ogumake and what she did joining Project B. That was a whole conversation. And then, of course, this guy comes in there talking about the W, but he's using all of the derogatory term for lesbians. And I'm like, bruh, it was like, leave the toxic on the bench, man. I ain't here for that. Like, we can still talk. We can agree to disagree and all that kind of stuff, but you ain't got to be toxic with it. It's unnecessary. People waiting for that gotcha moment. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. And I've told this story before. I remember vividly the first time I had ever heard of something like this happening, like via social media. And I was like, oof, like school's out if this becomes a regular thing. And this was before iPhones and all of that type of stuff. And I think it was right on the cusp, but I don't think the iPhones had really hit yet. Taking pictures on your phones, we still had them flip phones, and you take them, 480 resolution pictures. But who was the guy? Who was the receiver for the Patriots? Was it Edelman? I want to say Edelman. I could be wrong, but it was one of those little receivers from the Patriots, I believe. And this was in the off season. He's not married. He was over in France somewhere. And I guess he met some chick over there. They knew who he was. He ended up spending the night with this chick. And she woke up and took a selfie with her in the bed with him. And he was asleep. Now, again, he wasn't married and stuff like that, but I would guess that she didn't care. And I was like, wow. Like, wow. Was that Edelman that did that, Chris? I'm pretty sure it was Julian Edelman. I could be wrong. But you know the story that I'm talking about. And I remember vividly that moment, and I was like, ooh, that's not going to be the last time we see something like that happen. And it wasn't. Yeah, that was Julian. Yeah. And that was the moment. That was the moment when things changed. I still remember the first commercial advertising email addresses. This is how much a nerd I am about the tech and stuff like this. What's up, Mortis? I remember the first commercial about email, and it was like somebody was having like a little house party. It looked like, if I remember correctly, it was like in a New York apartment. It was a party going on, and the guy was kind of a nerdy dude, and of course she was the hot girl at the party, but it wasn't like everybody was. She wasn't. She was a good looking, pretty girl. And this dude was kind of nervous trying to talk to her, right? So he finally gets up the courage. Now, mind you, all of this is in like a 90-second commercial, whatever it is. But he finally gets the courage, talks to the girl, and asks for her phone number. And she writes it down on a piece of paper. And when he opens it up, it's an email. It's something at, I can't remember what it was. If it was at Gmail or Gmail didn't exist by then. It was back then. It was something. It was one of the first emails, and it was at something.com or something like that. And nobody knew what it was. and it was the first advertisement for the internet. So, um, yeah, Brian, I saw that, man, and it's like ain't nobody do that, man. But nobody, AJ never said that. Everybody was trying to put stuff in his mouth. Diana Rossini was coming out with a damn new story every day, and now they got a name for it. They call it what they call it, aura farming. Basically, is you trying to generate clickbait. So yeah, AJ Brown never said anything about that. Never said anything about leaving. Never acted like he wanted to leave. None of that. It was everybody else making stuff up because AJ really don't say much. So people are assuming, and you know what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of you and me. But everybody, I heard Diana Rossini. I heard Colin Cowherd. They talking about it on Get Up. Um, Marcellus Wiley talked about it, and it's like y'all don't know. You're not in Philadelphia every day. You don't understand. All you know is what the headline said, and like you just going, you think all the headlines are true. You don't know. Truly don't know. And it was all a bunch of nonsense. But now the funny part is we'll be able to go back and pull the receipts from WIP, from Marcellus Wiley, from Colin Cowherd, all of these guys that were talking that trash. We'll be able to pull receipts and it's like, do you know how silly that sound? Diana Rossini, do you know how silly that sound? Nobody ever said that. You heard somebody else say it. And you just went with it. You just rolled with the narrative. You didn't bother to do your own homework. Oh, Anthony, we've been through that. You must have missed when I said that. People, I am I am so disappointed in a lot of people from Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia sports media, and some of the fans around this city because they feed into the narrative, and I think that gets into what they call the aura farming too. That I say this all the time. Some people want to say something so they can have something to say. They want to say something so they can have something to say. Nothing of substance. They just want to be able to tell somebody, yeah, but I said this. No homework, no context. They just want to have something to say. And everybody wants to jump in the conversation, piggyback, and reiterate and regurgitate the same talking points that they saw on Colin Cowherd or that they saw on, because it's funny now. Um, so now the in vogue thing is after the football game, you got all of these people, all of a sudden, everybody watching tape. And I've seen this happen like 3 or 4 times this year. You'll see somebody like Dan Orlovsky or Acho or Brian Baldinger. They'll get on, Acho's the biggest name now because he sits in front of his TV and he yells for 90 seconds. But I understand what he's doing. He's bringing the energy and that sort of thing. So I get it. But now all the content creators, all they do is watch what Acho said or watch what Dan Orlovsky said. And then they just regurgitate the same exact stuff. The same exact stuff. Like, so you know that it didn't require any film study. It didn't, whether they know what they're looking at if they watching film or not. All they're doing is just regurgitating what somebody else said. And that's what everybody's doing. And it'll be verbatim. It'll be verbatim. So, that's why I'm glad I still watch tape. That's why I'm glad I still watch tape. So, Yeah, Chris, you're right, man. They don't care about being right. They don't care about being right. They want to be first. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. And then the obvious stuff, and that's why I try to make I preface a lot of things that I say now when I say um, your approval is not required for my opinion. And my opinion is not to sway you one way or the other. I'm just stating my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. But if I'm talking about my opinion, there is no right or wrong. It's just my perspective on a particular point, on a particular conversation, situation, video clip, whatever. It's my perspective on it. You can't argue with it, but nobody wants to discuss. Nobody wants to be wrong. So it's my way or the highway, right? Hey Tiff, how you doing? Jair Alexander seems happy to be here. He says his family was so happy that he was coming to Philly because they've been Eagles fans the whole time he was in Green Bay. Nice, nice. Let me tell you something, man. It is you have a different appreciation going to a winning organization. When I won this, y'all see that? This is my World Bowl ring. This is when I was in the World League. This is when I was in the World League, right? When I won that in 96. 95, that was the first year they kind of redid the World League. In 1995, we were the worst team in the league. Scottish Claymores were the worst. We won 2 games, I think, that season, that initial season. We were terrible. So we win the championship in 96. We went from worst to first. And because of everything we went through in 95, it made 96 that much sweeter, that much better. And you only appreciate stuff like that if you go through the lean times, if you go through the bad times. My first year, um, playing organized football in St. Louis, Missouri, I played for the Westco Vikings. Anybody out there from St. Louis, you know about Westco, West County, the Westco Vikings. We were 0-1-5. Didn't win a game. But it was my first year playing football. I didn't care. I was playing football. I was having fun. I was 10. I was 10 years old. But that always stuck with me. Because my first year of organized football, I lost a lot. But that stuck with me all the way up through my professional career because I knew how to lose. There's lessons in loss. And I knew how to lose. Because some people can't stand losing, sore losers. Everybody remembers Cam Newton after that Super Bowl. And how much of a crybaby he acted like. It's like, hey, man, sometimes the other team is better than you, and you got to take your lumps. Keep it moving. And it wasn't a good look, and he ain't lived it down yet. They still bring it up. So there's lessons in loss. When you lose, you learn what not to do. Jalen Hurts says that a lot. Remember when they asked him, how do you learn and get better from a loss like that? And how do you learn in these situations? He looked at him like, you learn by losing. And that's all he said, because there are lessons in loss. Everybody can't come out and just be all world beaters from day one. Ain't no way. Doesn't happen that way. Doesn't happen. Like I was saying, my first year of football, I didn't win a game. We tied a game, but I never won a game. And then I fast forward, my freshman year, we moved, my dad moved my family back to Cincinnati, Ohio, where we was from, me and my sisters anyway. And going into my ninth grade year, my freshman year in high school, my high school had a very, very good football team, like ranked in the nation, good. And the team I was on, the class I was in, class of '88, from the ninth grade year, most of the guys on that team, because mind you, I'm moving back home, so I don't know none of these guys. So I'm the new dude. I'm the new guy. I'm the stranger. These guys have been playing little league ball together for years, playing together all the way up since they first years of football. All of them done played together. Anybody people from Cincinnati, you understand Woodlawn and Lincoln Heights. And some of these kids had never lost a game. And I'll never forget my freshman year, second or third game of the season, we ended up losing the game. And there was some of these dudes that I've been hanging with, and they was over there crying and in tears. And I was like, what the hell is this? What y'all crying for? They had never lost. Didn't know how to process it. Didn't know. They didn't know. They didn't know how to feel, and like the world was crashing in on them. But that same team, that same class of the football class of 1987, we went all the way through together, and we ended up winning the state title in 1987 for Ohio, AAA state champions. And at one point, we were the 12th best team in the country. And at the end of the season, we were the 12th best team in the country. We lost the game. We lost a tough game to Fairfield, Ohio. And then because we lost, we got kicked out of the USA Today top 25. But we ended up winning the state title. And at the end of the season, we were ranked. What did they end up bringing us back in at, like the 17th best team in the country, something like that? But just to be that good. But I'm saying all that to say all of that stems from a loss and understanding of what it means. And once we took that L, you figure out how to process it and figure out what not to do. And we didn't do it anymore. And we went on and won the state title. I played against Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk Herbstreit went to a school called Centerville in Ohio, and he ended up, being the captain at Ohio State, having a good college career. I don't think he ever did anything in the pros. If I'm not mistaken, he went straight to, the media. But Kirk Herbstreit was a nasty quarterback. He was good, but we put it on him. We put it on him. So, what's going on, Tiff? There have been reports that the Green Bay game is going to be like a home game. We always travel well. And I see you say that. Yeah, we do. We do. It's going to be, and everybody going to be coming for Micah Parsons because he's been talking trash. It's time to get with it. It's time to get with it. I kind of wish they would have practiced on Wednesday rather than take that extra day off. That's just something with me that I want. You need as much time as you can to just tighten everything up. Because now, again, we at the back half of the season now. We entering the back half of the NFL season. Everything goes towards positioning yourself to get that first week bye. So you only got to play 2 games to get to the Super Bowl. 3 games if you want to win it. And that's what you want to do. You want that first week bye, and you got to win 2 games. And then the next thing you know, you playing in the big one. And once you get to the playoffs, you understand that is a real possibility. Because if you're playing up to snuff, if you're playing up to your potential, you're hard to beat. And that's where you want to be. Right. I understand that. I understand that, dude. I understand why they did it. I just wish that Wednesday should be one of them days like, oh, you know what? We're not going on the field today, but I want everybody in. I want everybody at NovaCare so we can watch some film together. Do something. 2-3 hours of film study, whatever. But I want the Eagles, I want the Eagles offense and the defense to be sharp as a razor, man. I don't want no excuses. We got all the pieces. Howie done made all of these moves, and we got a lot of high expectations for Jair Alexander and Michael Carter II. And we got all of these new pieces on the puzzle. Jalen Phillips, all of these guys. I want them jokers to be razor sharp. Because I want folks to be like, oh, damn, the Eagles are just woof. They beasting on folks. I want our defense to start beasting on people like we did last year. Because everybody's bringing up the point that Josh Sweat basically has more sacks than our whole defensive line. He got 7. Our defensive line's got 5. And I keep seeing that stat pop up a lot. So I'm just, I don't. Sometimes a long break is too long. You get a chance, things happen. You get a chance to get rusty. But that's just me nitpicking. That's just me nitpicking. We are where we are, and we should be fine. Everybody's healthy. As far as I know, Landon Dickerson is going to be good to go. Trying to see. Hey, shout out to Doug Williams. I heard Doug announce that he was battling cancer. I don't know what kind of cancer, but Doug was one of my coaches. This was in 1996 in the World League. Doug was our offensive coordinator. So shout out to Doug Williams, man. He says, I didn't win that Super Bowl just for me. I won it for everyone who needed to see it was possible. Now I'm fighting for another battle. But just like on the field, I'll fight with everything I've got. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I just need to keep inspiring, keep leading, and show them the strength that never fades. So good on you, Doug, dealing with cancer. So shout out to Doug Williams, man. Doug was a good dude, good coach. We was happy to have him, even though that year they tried to do him wrong. They tried to screw him. We had a crazy coach, and we at that point the world league, they were letting everybody know we had ties to the NFL. So like if you had what they would do is the teams would send guys under contract that weren't getting playing time. So hey, you go over there in the World League and you get some play time, you get some clock, keep your skills together. And the guys that were on teams, they would put that little decal. So we had a couple guys on our teams from the Kansas City Chiefs. So those guys, and in our World League uniform, they had that Kansas City Chiefs decal on the back of their helmet. So you had a lot of different guys around the league that had the little decals on their helmet, but they just came over there to get some clock. And what happened was we had a lot of coaches and a lot of former players over there coaching as well. Doug was one of our coaches. He was the quarterback's coach, and kind of like an offensive coordinator. But our head coach didn't like him for whatever reason. And come to find out, the coach was having all of these coaches meetings and wasn't telling Doug about the meetings. And when he found out, he called the commissioner of the league and was like, I'm out of here. Y'all ain't treat me like this. And was about to leave. And the only reason he stayed that year was because they ended up firing the coach. So even at the pro levels, and like you see what's going on. You saw the stuff with Gruden. You saw the stuff with Brian Flores. Um, Crazy stuff still happens, and you got to, at the end of the day, you got to keep your head on the swivel. So, Tiff, that was what I was looking for, the injury report. I know I got sidetracked on Doug, but let me see if it's in here. There we go. So Cam Jurgens did not practice. That doesn't mean he's not playing. Adoree Jackson limited. Moro Jomo limited. That's their own concussion protocol. Saquon Barkley, Jacorian Bennett, AJ Brown, Willie Lampkin, y'all, and Nolan Smith. Willie Lampkin is that kid that they picked up from LA, that LA tried to sneak through waivers. This kid is like 5'10", 5'11", center, and it's just like a little bowling ball. Was bending folks at the Senior Bowl, was killing them. And folks thought they were just gonna run over him because he was a small dude. But like I said, he was like a little bowling ball. And we got him. Howie snuck in and got him. And they was mad. Tiff, don't get it mixed up. We did steal him. But we stole them because they left their garage door open. You leave your garage door open and you got a nice car in the drive, in the garage, and then you left your garage door open. They tried to sneak them through waivers, thinking that it's an unwritten rule, and like Howie was like, "Oh no, the hell you ain't," and pulled that dude off of waivers. And guess what? If the Rams was mad, they'd be mad by themselves. But he still signed with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he might get some playtime. So if they're gonna be mad, they just be mad by themselves. They left the bike out on the front lawns. Facts. Everybody did that when they was a kid. When you was a kid, back when you still rode bikes around the neighborhood, you would always know where everybody was at, where everybody was playing at, because you would ride around and you see which driveway or which front yard had all the bikes laid out. Because back then, you used to just ride your bike in somebody's front yard and just jump off the bike. And then let the bike go. And you either ran in their backyard, because they was either playing in the backyard, playing on the side, because back then, a lot of people's side yard was bigger than their backyard. Or you might have had enough room in between where your side yard and your neighbor's side yard made like a full football field. So we played kill the man with the ball or something like that. But back then, you used to just, you ride around and, okay, which house got the most bikes sitting out front? And if you didn't see nobody outside, that means they was in the house. So you go knock on the front door. Back in the days when we went outside to play. I told y'all I'm old school, man. I was raised on hose water and freeze tag. Broncos are frauds. What's the score now? Still 7-10, man. Come on. I'm trying to pull for you, Las Vegas, but yeah, dog. Bo Nix is 16 for 28, 150 yards, 2 picks. 2 picks. J.K. Dobbins having a day, though. Nice. 18 for 77. Ashton Genty is 19 for 60 with 1 touchdown. So, yeah. What is this? There you go. They got to get that together. Oh, the game is over? Okay, good. Raiders should have won that game. Geno Smith had to be pissed. 16 for 26, 143. Both quarterbacks were terrible today. Yeah, everybody has a good game when they play us. Ain't that something? How does that always happen? Shoot. Everybody plays us good. Raiders kicker missed the field goal with 4 minutes left. Oh, Lord have mercy. Damn kickers. Yep, it is what it is. Thursday night games are always ugly. You know what? I've been hearing that a lot. Man. And they have been boring, even though sometimes I watch it on the Amazon Prime thing where they make the game look like Madden. I like watching that version. But if the game is boring, the game is boring, man. Ain't really much you can do. Not really much you can do. So, but we gonna I'm ready for the Eagles to get it together. And I am ready for the Eagles to click. You feel what I'm saying? I want them to click. Whatever switch that they got to hit, that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. I want them to flip that switch where they become the best team in the NFC. That's what. No time like the present. No time like the present. So, done with these mistakes. We got everybody back. We got everybody looking good. Everybody rested. The Kobe Dean has been playing well. I think Jalen Phillips will be fine because he knows Vic Fangio's system. So he'll be a plug and play. Zaire Alexander and Michael Carter II, maybe he'll have a little bit more trouble, but that's where you trust Vic Fangio on that one. He'll get them together. He'll definitely get it together. So I just want to we've only had one dominant game this year. One. Where we just rolled on more. And that was that last game against the Giants. That was a dominating performance. And I want to get back to that. I don't want Denver hanging around. I don't want Detroit hanging around. I don't want Green Bay hanging around. I want Jordan Love to look like Jordan Love. I want Green Bay to understand that we ain't messing around. Y'all might be pretty good. Not against us. Not against us. So enough of the nonsense. It's time to be about our business. Belt to ass, AJ. For show. For show. Belt to ass. We already know what the situation is with Micah Parsons. He's going to be talking a lot of smack. A lot of trash. And guess what? We already know how to deal with him. Run at him. Run at him. Saquon had that great game last week or 2 weeks ago. Let's continue that. That offensive line, getting it together. And that made all the difference in the world. The way our offensive line was blocking. That was the best game they had blocking all year. So, Cass, what's going on, dude?
What's good, Coach?
Not much, man. It's all good.
Oh man, they done done it, Coach. They done rope me in.
What do you
They
mean?
done rope me in, Coach. I'm locked in, Coach. I think it's about to get spooky for some people in the second half of the year, Coach.
I ain't got no problem with that. I have no problem with that whatsoever. That's the way it should be.
I'm not gonna lie. I think people sleeping on Jair.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying he about to. I'm not saying he about to go out there and look like he looked when he was an All Pro. But
I mean, he could.
and if
I
he
mean,
does,
look what happened to, and I know it's a different position, but still, look at what happened when we got Linval Joseph.
yeah,
Look at what happened when we got Ndamukong Suh, because people said the same thing. Are they just going to fill a gap? Are they going to be able to make a contribution? And both of them were better than advertised.
way
Both
better.
of them. So, and we weren't expecting that, but we got it. and maybe we'll have the same thing happening with those two. But I think Jair is. I think he still got a lot of gas left in the tank, and sometimes you need a new environment. Sometimes you need it, but we'll see.
And the
That's why
best
you
thing,
play the game,
he's not covering any number ones. Q is traveling,
right?
so
Correct.
he's got the number two, and a lot of times the number two's in the slot. Who he got an all pro right there.
Yeah.
So and I think another thing that's gonna help too is I think this pass rush is about to be demonic in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Jalen Carter wakes up.
If Jalen and I think and Nolan wasn't getting sacks, but Nolan wasn't playing bad before he got hurt either.
No, no,
And
no, not no. I agree 100%. Nolan Smith was fine. He wasn't getting
and
home, but he was causing trouble.
yeah, and Jalen Hunt quietly has 30 pressures.
Yeah, yeah. Make that
So
quarterback get rid of the ball quicker than he wants to.
so it's there.
force him to make
It's
a mistake.
there. It's about finishing.
Exactly.
But I think
So
it's gonna help. I think that's gonna help the coverage. I think what really worked against us was having Keely Ringo on the field. I mean, you know,
that didn't help.
when you beating them, when you beating somebody like a drum, I mean, you ain't got to stand right there and wait for the pass rush too long.
He was
Where's seven?
the clear weak link. So now we got
That was the game.
Jair Alexander, Michael Carter, and Jacorian Bennett. We should be good to go. At least one of those three must be better than Keely Ringo. And I think that's already a done deal.
I think all three of them were better than Keely Ringo.
Right. Darth, ain't nobody sleeping on Jacorian Bennett. He been hurt, and now somebody else is in the picture. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah, that's that. He's a victim by proxy.
Yeah,
he's a victim of circumstance. Because if he's a victim of circumstance because it's him getting hurt with and plays respectable football in the market.
Yo, your microphone is sounding terrible. Terrible. I can barely hear you. Yeah, I think he got. Try to come back in. He sounded crazy. What's going on, Chris?
What it do, Coach?
Not much, man.
Man, looking forward to Monday, man. It's bye week. Man, I feel like it's been a long bye week, but it's been a long, and especially the fact that we don't come back on a Sunday, we come back on a Monday night, so we got the extra day, so it's a little bit longer. But man, I think just piggybacking off what y'all said, I like how he did at the deadline, moves he made. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, Coach, and maybe it's the wrong people. Maybe it's just the people that I've heard, but some of these people in the Philly media, I just don't get. Like I've heard a couple people say, well, they didn't want to give Howie credit because all he did was correct the mistakes that they thought he made in the offseason. I'm like, how can you say that? Yeah. I'm like, how can you say that? I'm like, first of all, in March and April, when teams are making free agent decisions, that's not the thought process that teams got at the trade deadline. Like, that's two different things. I'm like, so if he saw that, okay, this team had a deficiency at the edge, at the opposite corner of Q, if he went out and made the decision to go get those things addressed, why wouldn't we give him credit for that? Like, people are basically saying we shouldn't give him credit because he's the one that screwed it up in the first place. I'm like, what? Like, some of y'all, man, like, I just don't get it with some of the people.
That's the narrative that people want to go with. And it's like, you, as good as Howie is, there is no GM in the NFL that's going to hit it out the park every time.
No, it don't happen. First of all, the thing about when it comes to sustainability of a team, and I understood the thought process that Howie was dealing with, especially defensively. He was like, look, I got maybe about 4 or 5 blue chip dudes that this is the core of my defense. Everybody else around that, unfortunately, because of contract situations, might be expendable. So it might be CJ, Slay, Sweat, those guys might be expendable because what they might, money wise call for on the market, and what he got to pay coming up. He got to pay
Right.
Jalen Carter. He got to pay Cooper DeJean. He got to pay Quinyon Mitchell. So if he makes a decision to pay them guys and then he can't pay Jalen Carter or Quinyon down the line, y'all gonna be upset. Like, well, why did he do that and risk his whole future? You know what I'm saying? Like, them is the same type of people. So I'm like, it was clear how he did. He had a core of guys that he said this defense or offense too is going to build. This team is going to be built around these group of guys.
Right.
Everybody else around that is going to kind of be fill-ins, and we'll get guys maybe on a 1-year deal or at the trade deadline. Like and then we got draft picks that you got to see how they pan out. So you can't just be like, oh, well, I got to bring everybody back. It don't work like that.
Nah.
That's just not possible. And then to blame him like, oh, well, he screwed up the defense. I'm like, he didn't screw nothing up. It was clear he knew what he had to do.
Yeah,
like,
they just want something to say. They just want something to say.
Between that and the A.J. Brown stupidity that he put to bed today again, which was never anything that he said, I'm like, I don't know what it is about Philly, man, but I just don't get some of this media stuff that be going on. Like
they're getting soft, man.
Real soft.
They're getting soft like hoagie rolls. That's what they're doing.
Man, I'm like, I thought Philly was supposed to be tough, like, you know what I'm saying, hard-nosed, underdog, and I'm like, this media, and I really think what's happened is, I think the success over this past, few years, especially, like, it's polluted people's mind and forgetting how bad things was not that long ago. Like, it was only 5 years ago. Well, 5 years is 5 years, but like Jalen, the last time he was in Green Bay, we was having the quarterback controversy with Carson. Like, it wasn't that long ago. So some of y'all done got polluted with this winning. Y'all think this just happens for everybody. Like, nah. Go ask the Giants what winning look like. Go ask Washington how hard it is to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get polluted with, oh, we just win and everybody's expendable. Like, nah. You always say, Coach, you always one injury away.
Yeah.
It only take one. And before you know it, you know what I'm saying? You and rebuilding all over again, you drafting a new coach, it just you drafting new players and whatnot. So I'm like, the softness in the media has been crazy to me. Like,
anybody complaining about Philadelphia right now, all you got to do is take a look up in Cleveland and see what's going on with them and what they're going through and all of the questions that they got to answer. And they are failing at every level with how they are handling this situation. It is quite obvious because the radio doesn't turn on them. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we got you.
So it's amazing. Again, how many people these guys get paid to be the smartest man in the room, and they're not even close.
They're not. And I'm like,
I've been saying for a minute now that Eagles fans are not like certain section of them are just not appreciative of how successful this era of Eagles football is right now.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Like, we doing a lot of winning that we ain't doing.
Yeah.
It's how good it's how much winning we've been doing and how relatively young this team is. Like, that's
the key right there, our youth. And they are playing well.
We got the youngest defense in the league still. And the offense is still young dudes, for the most part. Like, and we sitting here
that's the part that I don't understand. That's the part I don't understand why people complain about. We are so beautifully built. Like, we are built so well. Like,
yeah, really.
We can legit be contenders for the next 5 years.
Potentially, if you're able to, keep guys healthy, keep the, cohesiveness. But we got the potential
health in the contract game.
Yeah, that's what
run roughshod over some teams, but I agree with you for the most part.
Yeah,
we are in a good spot, man.
Yeah, we are.
I say it all the time. There's 31 other teams that wish they had our problems.
Hell yeah. I mean, listen, the only other team in this era, especially I would call it the Hurt Sirianni era, the most successful team has been Kansas City. That's it. Yeah. They're the only ones. Everybody else is chasing us. And I'm like, y'all really gonna throw that away because y'all think a dude tweeted something that was not. I'm like, I'm so tired of all these, like, I call them like these company dudes. And Coach, you've been in the locker room and you know how it goes. It's like, the job of these dudes is to go out there and when you step in between them white lines, do what you're supposed to do.
And get it done.
That's all I care. Like all this other, well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nonsense.
yeah, like, well, AJ didn't post Jalen on his Twitter. I'm like, who? I don't give a damn. Like, as long as 11 is open and one throwing the ball when he open and he get the first down or he score, that's all I care about.
That's all you should care about.
Like,
that's it. All this other extracurricular stuff does not matter.
I'm like, even
AJ,
I've heard a couple.
AJ didn't post Jalen on his IG, but did AJ catch that streak from Jalen when he threw it to him against the Vikings? He did.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Sure
I'm good.
I'm good. And I'm like, you know, I heard a couple people be like, well, you know, he's not happy. I'm like, did y'all talk to the man? Nah. Well, I'm like, where did y'all get that from? Oh, well, I just, you know. I'm like, yeah, y'all trip. And I said it. I'm like, for us to have, because I've heard and I agree, like I said, we got two top flight dudes. For us to not be, you know, it's understandable if them dudes was frustrated because it's like, yo, if you look at, and I know it's more dynamics to it, obviously, but if you look at where our pass offense is for the guys we got, yeah, it's understandable why they're probably looking at it like, yo, we can be better. That's just natural. That's not nobody doing nothing out the norm. They just want to be better. That's completely understandable.
And they should be able to say that without thinking they disrespecting the quarterback.
Thinking they disrespecting the team or the quarterback. I'm like,
they didn't want to be better.
Yeah, because I'm like, my thing is, if y'all want them dudes that are like, well, you know, they never complain, they don't never, you know, they never get upset when they don't get the ball, then you probably don't want no number one receiver then, because they all like that.
Exactly.
You don't think
if your number one don't want the football, if your number one don't want the football, he ain't your number one.
You got the wrong dude.
You got the wrong dude. You don't think every receiver in the league is like, man, we could get more yards or we could
put
score
the ball
more.
in my hands. Yep.
Exactly. So, like, that's just natural. It's not, well, you know, it's not just because, you know, the team is winning. Like, oh, it's like they're probably like, look, we winning, but we can be even more dominant. And I think that's all it comes from. It's just wanting to be more. It's not a selfish thing. It's just wanting to be better, which is fine. But I'm glad Monday will be here pretty soon, man, so we could get rid of all these talking points. We could get back to talking about what happened on the field, and that'll be that'll be that. Coach, I was going to ask you what you think as far as Monday, because I don't know if we're going to be on again Monday, especially us in the chat. What you think Monday defensively will kind of be the approach you think bring? Because I saw a stat today, like Jordan Love has been pressured like 31% of his dropbacks this year. Like, do you think bringing pressure on them is going to be kind of one of the keys, or you think now with Jalen Phillips there, we can kind of start just rushing forward and kind of play what Vic want to play defensively?
I need to see a game of him first. I
Jalen
know he
Phillips?
can play. I know he can play, but to your point, is he going to make a play? Is he going to get the sack, or is he just going to get the hurry?
Yeah.
Is he going to be able to get? Is he fast enough to get hands on? Can he take the place of a Josh Sweat? Long, lean, fast, and can get around that corner and bend and get a hand on the shoulder pad. Because once you get a hand on the quarterback, things have to change. So I know he has the talent, and I know he's a big body and he's fast and he checks all the boxes that you want, but you still got to see it on the field. I have no reason to doubt that he will.
Right.
Especially with Jalen Carter being back, you know, off of, you know, whatever vacation he was having because he wasn't playing up to par. So with him in the middle, and I've said this before, Jalen Carter is the keystone for everything on the outside. Everything. He's that good. He brings that much attention as far as like double teams and stuff like that. You have to pay attention to where he is and where he's lined up, and that lets everybody else eat. So I think the defense is going to put it on Green Bay. You know, they might get some things off, but for the most part, we got good moving pieces.
Man, is he going to play Monday?
I didn't hear you.
I was saying, is he clear to play Monday? Jalen Phillips, is he good to play Monday?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I was just trying to make sure. I didn't know if there was some, you know, if he had to go through some period of time play.
I don't think Vic is gonna blitz much because Jordan Love is number 5 in passer rating against the blitz. Jalen Hurts is number 2. You know, they say he can't beat the blitz, but you know.
Well,
But I don't think he's gonna blitz much. I think he's gonna do a lot of simulated pressures, and we're gonna get a lot of rush forward. But I don't think he's gonna send 5 or 6 much. He's gonna send it, but I don't think it's gonna be much.
we got to see what they do against the line of scrimmage. We got to see, because that ain't nothing but an adjustment. At the halftime of every game, everybody want to talk about what adjustments you're going to make. That's all that is. I think with Nakobe Dean back playing well, our run defense is much better. So that puts most of the pressure on the secondary because they're not going to want to run on us. So they got to go upstairs. And that's where you get them.
The Packers, they was breaking down the Packers offense today. The Packers running their offense. We was running our offense at the beginning. It's like all shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
If they go under center, they're definitely running.
They have to. They're going to be in a situation
But it's like
where they got to run the ball, and our run defense will be ready for it.
Yeah,
Beat us a different way.
We'll be good to go. And I really think this is a great opportunity, especially with the teams we got and the games we playing in primetime. I really think this is a great opportunity for Jalen to really make that MVP case for real. Like these games that we got coming up, he been playing well. It's not that.
These the games he really get up for, though.
Yeah.
These the games he get up for. We love these types of games.
If he can string together a couple more of them, 200, 300, like if he has a couple, it don't got to be the same number specifically, but if like how he played against Minnesota, if he can string, like especially with these next 2 games coming up, if he can have like a stretch of them games on national TV against them kind of teams, like he gonna really stand, because that's
if
what
he does it against the Packers. If he does it against the Packers and the Lions back-to-back 2 primetime games in a row, he's the MVP frontrunner.
Yeah, he'll be the front for sure. He'll be the front. And then, later on in the year, I mean, I know they got the game out here against Justin Herbert, and then they got the one against the Bills. So, I mean, he gonna have a resume of dudes that he's played against this year. So as long as he do it, he do. He got a great shot for real. Because the MVP, a lot of times the MVPs ain't won till December, no way.
I got all the confidence in the world because it's a tweet I got saved on my Twitter profile. I love it. They talk all this stuff about rankings. Everybody better than Jalen Hurts until it's time to be better than Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Well, it's crazy.
It's a whole different ball game when you got to play them 1-to-1.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, what's funny is though, what I don't get is that when these guys that are all supposedly better than Jalen individually, and he goes up against them and he beats their team or whatever, all of a sudden it's a team game now. Like, well,
they'll switch up on us.
Yeah, it's a team game. But then when it's when you're making the case that he's better than Jalen, it's he does things that Jalen can't do. So if he does things that Jalen can't do, why don't he beat him then? Like, why don't it that's what it never equates and adds up to. It's always it's better than Jalen until all of a sudden it becomes a team game. Like what?
I feel the same way about that argument as the argument about this guy does more with less. Jalen won the Super Bowl, so how could you do more?
I'm trying to figure out who exactly is doing more with less. Like when they say that, like are they referencing? Are they putting up better numbers? I mean,
usually when they talk about that, you talking about like the obvious example would be Keely Ringo, because with Keely Ringo on the field, he was a problem. So you got to get rid of him and let somebody else play the spot, addition by subtraction. So by getting rid of Keely Ringo out of the starting lineup, whoever the backup is or whoever they fill in that spot can't be worse. They can only be better. So
Got you.
Well, in this, when they say it about Josh Allen, because that's what I'm talking about. When they say it about Josh Allen, they talk about how he wins all these games. with lesser receivers. And my thing, my retort to that is Josh Allen had his best season when they took the ball out of his hands more.
Yep.
Yeah, they sure did. Like
He
when
won an
Diggs,
MVP throwing less.
yeah,
11
when
penalties, 8 punts, 1 block, pass interference. Oof. I'm looking at the stats from the Raiders. 11 penalties, 8 punts, 1 block punt, a drop pass for an interception, and a missed field goal.
and they lost 10-7.
And they lost 10-7.
If they make one of them plays, they don't win tonight.
Yeah, the one where Geno Smith went deep and the dude dropped the ball, and then they got another one where it was ended up being, I don't know, I think it was a offensive pass interference.
That game was a tough watch.
Yep. That's why I didn't watch it. It's all this stuff is going to end up coming to a head anyways when NFL and Disney and they figure out how to play nice with each other with the streaming stuff.
Man,
it's crazy.
I hope they do get that figured out because I don't know. They said by Monday, I guess if you have YouTube TV or something, there's a chance you might be blacked out from the game on ESPN, something like that.
It's crazy.
I'm crazy. Yeah, I hope they get that figured out because that ain't it. That ain't it for
man.
Sure.
All this stuff they doing with this streaming stuff is ridiculous, man.
They just gouging money, man. That's all they doing. That's all they doing.
Yeah, so, but that's all I got for tonight, Coach. Shit, I'm just ready for Monday, man.
I got a question for y'all.
Oh,
we got 9 games left. How many of those do y'all think Saquon Barkley goes over 100?
Let me see.
Well, if I'm being okay, so we got Dallas once, so I got that. We got the Commanders twice. I don't know if the last one he'll need to play, so at least one of those. So that's 2. I know we got the Raiders. That's 3.
Raiders, Bears, Cowboys, Chargers, Lions, and Packers.
Man, I don't know. I hate to punt on that question. Here's my. I'm gonna let Coach have the last word, but I'm like, I don't know, only because it's hard for me to say that. I think the better question would be, how well is the offensive line gonna play? Because I'm like, that's my thing. Because Saquon probably could have.
That's it in a nutshell.
I guess I'm kind of asking that same question in one, because that's what it really is gonna come down to.
We have advantage. Landon Dickerson's getting healthy. Cam Jurgens is getting healthy. They just pulled up the dude. What's his name? Is it Boykin? What's his name?
Lampkin.
What's the center we got from LA?
Willie Lampkin.
Lampkin.
So he's in play now. So the leaks in the offensive line have been handled.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely think that'll be huge. See, this is the thing, like, if you would have, and this kind of be going back to what Coach be talking about with predictability. If you would have asked me that question last year, how many games over the next 9 Saquon is going to go over, I'd have said all 9. Just because we were so good on the offensive line last year. Like, it didn't matter. Like, it didn't matter who we was playing, when we played them. Like, the line was so good. And Saquon was, Saquon is the same, but the blocking was so much better and dominant. So I would have said all 9, but because of the 7, how many we played so far? 8, the 8 game sample size we've had so far. I'm like, man, until they string together a couple of games in a row of consistency in the run blocking game, then I have a better feel for, like, okay, it don't matter who we play. Saquon gonna get his at least 115 or something. So, but
hey, it still it does and always has been on the offensive line. So that's where it's gonna be. What's up, Danny Dallas? What's going on? Your microphone on? I don't hear you. I still can't hear you.
Is he muted?
Nah, I don't have him muted. That's on his end. Nah, something going on. Something going on. All right, Danny. I'm gonna kick you out. See if you can join right back. I don't know what happened. Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah. So but I think the flip side of that question is how many 300-yard games is Jalen gonna have over the next 9? Now that I'm a little bit curious to see. Or
that's gonna be the difference with his MVP stuff. You know he's gonna play well, but he ain't gonna throw for 300-400 yards.
That's the problem.
He might eclipse 3. He might get the 350 one day. He's probably gonna have a couple games over 300 yards, but for the most part, that, in my opinion, that's what he has to do. That's what he has to do to get the respect he deserves. But it's not getting because he doesn't throw for a lot of passing yards, and that's the one thing everybody wants to see.
That's why. I mean, as much as I want to have him in the MVP conversation, I don't know if he'll get it's not a him thing in terms of his ability, but the numbers just won't be as gaudy as they like him to be. They want the 300, 400-yard passers to get they want, even if a guy get 10 picks, but if he's throwing 40 touchdowns, they're like, that's what they're looking for, And that's just not, he's more efficient. So he's not going to maybe throw for 300-400, but he also ain't going to turn the ball over 2-3 times and put his team in position to lose. So it might hurt his MVP case, but it'll be better for the team.
I don't think they're going to give him MVP, and we're assuming a lot. We're assuming a hell of a lot, but in my opinion, he's not gonna sniff an MVP until he shows that he can throw the ball for more than 4,000 yards.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
And I don't think he's. If I had to put a wager on it, out of the 9 left, how many?
Cash, your microphone is jacking up again, bro. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, I think what you're saying though, Coach, is it's true. The numbers they want the gaudy numbers. That's what even the team wins as far as when it comes to MVP, they don't really prioritize. Team winning don't really matter like that. Nah. It's pretty much strictly statistic driven, which is that's what it is. But I know the thing about Jalen, he's gonna show up to play. That's the most important thing.
They want them yards, man.
Yeah,
they want those passes. If we winning, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. People can get mad. It all depends on what's going on. If we go back to what we looked like in our passing game at the beginning of the year, then you're gonna have people bitching and moaning. But if it's a balanced attack and we still running the ball well and we throwing the ball relatively well, don't change the thing. Don't change the thing. So
no.
Better.
Go ahead.
Better. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. We're better.
Yeah, you better. Yeah,
so what I was saying, I said if I my bad, Chris.
Oh no, we saying you got it.
You got it.
I was saying I would say out of the 9, I'd say 2, and I'd say those 2 will come way of. It's gonna be that one game we know is gonna happen. Well, we're gonna end up in a shootout with somebody. They're gonna find something in the shootout, win that shootout. It's gonna be another game. He's gonna whoop somebody's ass. So I would say those will be the 2. Every other game, he's just gonna be mad efficient because he's not a high volume guy who's gonna throw for 300 every. So that if I was a betting man, that's how I would judge it.
But to piggyback on that, Coach, what he was saying, I don't think Jalen can't be a high volume. I just don't think that's the philosophy of the offense and what they want. That's not what they believe in. Like they're more about 100. Not turning the ball over.
He looks like though, or at least the offense looks like The opportunities are there. That's in my opinion, that's the problem.
Yeah.
The opportunities are there, and if he hits the open man, then even with Saquon, he should still have 225 to 250.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, is that I don't think Saquon doing what Saquon does takes away from Jalen in the passing game. Like, I
No,
think those
not at
two
all.
things can work together. You know what I'm saying? I don't think because we dominate in one area that the other one got to suffer. Like last year, we were great in the run game and this and that. But this year, obviously, run game or the offensive line needing to figure things out. But I don't think the running game getting going should take away from Jalen being able to pass the ball effectively, especially if they, if the line is able to hold up in pass blocking.
It has a little bit of effect because that'll affect the play action pass.
Yeah.
And
but
also, is Kevin Patullo going to continue to put Jalen Hurts under center? I think he needs to be there, but we'll see how that works out.
One thing, I wish we could do this more often. Like, why on earth do we not, when the corners is, especially when they on AJ and Smitty, when they 7, 8, 9, 10 yards off the ball, why don't we just pop up and throw them the ball? Like, I wish we could do that a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not on the bubble screen. I'm talking about, like, let's say they gotta, because you hear quarterbacks, because I know Jalen is great at the line, but I hear a lot of quarterbacks, they go to the line and they all do I know Dak does it a lot, where he goes kill, 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 and he probably check it from a pass to a run or run to a pass. And I think a lot of times I'll see him just like, it might have been a run play, and if somebody's 10 yards off CD, he'll just pop up and throw it to him, regardless of what the play was. I'm like, I wish we could do a little bit of that.
That's risky, and at this point, I'm like, leave him be.
Yeah.
Leave him be. If that's what Jalen Hurts has to do to get where we need to get, if he need to lay off in one thing or not throw the ball so much, because he's the one that seems like really, really unfazed about any comments that AJ Brown made.
Yeah, I mean, he's built like that. He ain't really too worried. But I don't think, and we could be wrong because I could be wrong because obviously we're not on the inside. But I'm like, I don't think the comments he knows AJ well enough to, be able to decipher what he may or may not be talking about. But I didn't think that those comments or whatever people thought they was, I don't think they was really that terrible to really be a threat to Jalen or anybody in the locker room. Like, I thought it was.
But you just chalk it up to the whole disrespect thing.
Yeah. But Jalen is.
It's always gonna that stuff is always gonna exist, and it ain't going nowhere.
No, it is. It is. But I think these guys, if anything, they're professional enough to be like, regardless of what's going on or what people think is going on, when we step in between these lines, everybody got one common goal, which is to play well.
All about business.
Yeah.
It's all about business.
I think we'd be all right. I think before I go, Coach, I got one bold prediction for Monday. I think Saquon is gonna score on the screen pass. I would look. Okay. That'll be the vote. I know y'all do it on Sunday, so I'm gonna get mine in. I think Saquon is gonna have a screen pass touchdown. It's bold.
All right, my man Danny Dallas, you back? Can we hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, cool.
What's going on?
It was not a good day for us today.
Nah, it was some rough news, man. I talked about the
Marshawn Kneeland. I think
talking about the mental health stuff.
I think they're going to sue the girlfriend. Because
now what is the story that they're reporting about the girlfriend?
She called the cops on him for like a violation of stopping traffic stop, whatever the guys call it.
Yeah, but like, what did she do something to him?
I think so, because I think once she said, "I'm gonna call the cops," but I think she kicked him out of the house.
How's she gonna kick him out of the house? It's his house. that's the stuff I don't understand.
I think it's her house, I believe. I don't know if it is.
It could be. Yeah, very well could be, but I don't know, man. It's just
something doesn't sound right.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing, bro. There's a missing piece to this. Like, you just hopped in the car, took the cops for a ride, and then you did what you did. But
So I
my
think
question is, how
Osaka,
did he get to
yeah,
that point?
I think
Yeah.
because I guess he didn't open his eyes to find a nice girlfriend instead.
Yeah,
So
it's a shame. It's a shame.
Man, for real.
I was talking earlier about like I don't. This is the exact reason. Like it irritates me when people talk about AJ Brown and what he's dealing with. It's like when you're dealing with mental issues, you have people have a specific way they want to do things and how they have to do things that works for them, and you got to accept that.
mhm,
And if AJ Brown want to send a couple tweets out or whatever,
mhm.
I'm good with that. As long
Man,
as when he step in between them lines, it's all about business, and that's exactly what he has been.
tell you,
So
coach.
shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be,
So
but
basically, she used him for no reason. That's if I'm getting the right.
she's probably trying to get money,
Yep,
trying to get her own reality show.
yep.
That's what
Just
they
like
doing now, coach.
Kardashians.
That's what they
The
doing.
Kardashians.
That's what
That's
they doing.
crazy, man. People nowadays, and especially to piggyback on that, I mean, if they can attach themselves to anything that got some type of success, especially if you're talking about somebody that's with a Dallas Cowboy, boy,
Mhm.
you can make a whole career off that.
Facts.
You can go on the reality Housewives and the Housewives of Miami or whatever city they in. I'm like, just being attached to a Dallas or an NFL player, but a Dallas Cowboy at that, you'll make you a whole career just being somebody's ex-girlfriend. I'm like, you're not even with the dude no more, but you still got a
Pretty much.
career off
You
what it
just want to
is.
get look at what's
She
her name?
used him for no reason.
I
It's
forget her
crazy.
name, but Travis Kelsey's ex girlfriend.
Oh, she
She
was
she
on him.
she
She
more
was,
famous now than she was when she was with him.
yeah, with the Bachelors. Bachelors, what do you call that
I
show?
mean, they done turn, a lot of them do that, man. I know they got the whole NBA, like housewives, like former
Yep.
wives, NBA players. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah,
And
nah.
even that's crumbling because you see what's going on with Aisha Curry. You see what's
Oh,
going on with Gwendolyn Christie.
yo, coach,
So
you just hit it on the money. It's like I saw a tweet somewhere like or it was an Instagram post basically like, man, Aisha is over there married to Steph, but she busy talking about how miserable she probably is every day.
yep.
Like, I'm like, dog.
Yep. And it all stems from they don't watch somebody on TV and they quick to say, well, I have my own money. And it's like
Mhm.
you ain't have money like that.
Just
Yeah,
like Kobe Bryant's wife, just like her.
Well,
man.
Kobe's situation was different because it was the parents.
Mhm.
It was the parents that didn't like her because they didn't know her. And
Yeah,
Kobe was like,
and
this
then
is what I'm
she
doing.
got the money. She ran off with it.
Man.
Well, not for Kobe. Kobe was different because he died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that she used him because of the money. That's all.
I don't necessarily believe that, but I'm sure they had to have issues because if he stepped out on her,
He
Yeah,
knew
those,
that she was cheating on him. He knew from the start.
Well, no,
oh,
he the one got caught. Kobe was the one that got caught.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
who else got caught? She got caught also.
Oh,
I don't
did she?
remember that. I don't
Yeah, I
remember
don't
hearing
remember.
that.
Yeah, I
Not
don't
saying
remember.
that it ain't true. I just don't remember hearing it.
Yeah, she goes. She's pregnant now with some other guy.
Yeah, but how long Kobe been dead?
6 years.
Yeah, that's water
Oh
under
no,
the
5
bridge.
years.
She's
Excuse
supposed
me.
to
I
move
think it
on.
was January. It was January of 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right before COVID had shut not right before, but yeah, a couple of
Mhm.
months before, I should say. But yeah, January of 2020. That's when the stuff happened. But that was unfortunate to hear, man. For the Cowboy players, fans, his family, like that was crazy, man. It just goes to show that just
But
because you
I think they're going to take her to court. They're going to take her to court
We'll see. But I mean, you taking her to court for what?
because it doesn't make sense, bro.
No. I understand that, but I'm simply saying I know they're trying to get their pound of flesh and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, my man is gone.
Yeah,
man,
Taking her to court ain't gonna bring him back.
sure won't.
yeah, that's true.
The only thing that's gonna do is make you have to relive this situation over and over again.
It's like a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. But
Yeah.
Danny, I got a question for you, Danny.
I subscribe to you. Sorry, I subscribe to you.
I appreciate that, man. What do you think is Quentin Williams better than Micah Parsons?
We have to see. I cannot judge or tell. I have to see the way he plays first, because I don't know. I haven't seen the way he plays, but I've seen Parsons, but I didn't like Parsons at all.
Okay.
Way with the podcast shows and all that. So
I got a theory about that, man.
The podcast?
Yeah.
About Micah Parsons. So when Micah Parsons, his rookie year, he did what he did.
Mhm.
And I remember saying, if Micah Parsons just stays the quiet, humble dude that he is,
Mhm.
eventually he's going to turn into the leader of that defense.
Yep.
And if he does that, Dallas is going to be a problem. The only thing he can't do is he can't drink the Kool-Aid. He can't drink that Dallas Kool-Aid. And damn it, no sooner than I said that, when he was on Vaughn Miller's podcast.
You drink the
And that was
Kool-Aid.
the week
And also the Eagles podcast.
Yep, we would. Well, no, on that particular time, this was Vaughn Miller.
Yeah.
And he said something about Jalen Hurts,
Mhm.
and then school was out,
Mhm.
and he ain't been the same since.
Oh,
Yeah.
was he the one that started the whole system quarterback thing? Was that him that
Yes.
started that?
Yeah, yeah. And he said my
Yes.
quarterback isn't in the top 5 or the top 10 or where.
Yep.
Oh, wait, Coach, that came from Micah? He started
Yeah.
that?
Yep. Yep.
Yep, that was on Vaughn Miller's podcast.
Yep.
Oh, so that's where the whole system quarterback thing originated from.
Yep,
Oh,
running
that
his
was
mouth.
that was Jalen. Well, it was gonna be his MVP year. That was the first Super Bowl year, right? With Jalen.
Mhm.
Right.
Wow. Oh.
So it's just one of them things, man. Well, listen, fellas, I'm gonna get up out of here.
All right, Coach. Appreciate
gotta-
you always, man. Go Birds.
I got an
Get it done
early
on
day
Monday.
at the DMV tomorrow.
And we have the Eagles 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when we come down there, man. Hopefully, we'll have it together, and our defense will still be playing well.
I hope so.
Hey, Monday,
So-
my birthday, Coach. So we got to win too. By the way,
All right, man. Happy birthday! I will be streaming. I'm trying to connect with connect with Tony Grossi again.
Mhm.
Okay.
Tom Grossi, because I see, because I know he a big Packers fan, and he was the guy that rated my channel when I was streaming last year. So I'm trying to see if I can connect with him. I hit him up on Twitter, but that joke could be getting like 15,000 live streams. So I'm trying to tap into that, man. So, but all right, fellas, I appreciate you.
All right, Coach.
Appreciate you, Danny. Appreciate you, Chris.
Oh, you already know he do.
I know your microphone was jacked up, but
Now it's working. I figured out on my keyboard on my laptop where the microphone is.
Got you. All right. Remember that next time. All right, brother. I appreciate
All
you,
right.
man.
Later.
All right, good people. I'm gonna get up out of here. Yeah. Tragedy about Marshawn. But you know what? Tomorrow the sun gonna come up nonetheless. So tell your people you love them while they're here, while you can. And I will see you guys Monday. I will be doing a live stream for the game on Monday. And like I said, I'm trying to connect with Tom Grossi, see if he'll answer my tweets. Maybe he'll raid me again. I don't know. But that was fun. So I will definitely be doing live Monday Night Football. So it should be good. So I'm gonna get up out of here, give me some sleep. I don't know yet, Chris. I don't know what time I'm gonna do the pregame. Most likely it'll probably be like at 7 something ish. I got to figure out what me and Tone are gonna do. Are we gonna try to do something on game day, or are we gonna keep it on Sunday? So we'll figure that out. But it'll probably be like 7:30, somewhere around there. So I'll have it on my Twitter and on all the other stuff, Twitter and what else? Twitter, Discord, and Blue Sky, Instagram. I'll put it everywhere. So, but I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Go Birds.